At the beginning of the story, we are shown a desolate world. Many people have died due to some pressure. The infection that killed humans had no effect on animals. There was no longer any traffic on the roads, and factories had shut down. Due to the lack of pollution, nature had revived the earth once more. Greenery began to spread everywhere. As a result, animals were living very comfortably in this environment, and the few people who knew how to survive were still alive on this earth. Among the few humans, we also meet a person named Ed. He had lived with his mom since childhood, but due to the circumstances there, his mom also passed away. He managed to survive because his uncle used to send him survival books since he was a child, and it is because of those books that Eddie is able to survive today. He no longer lives in his house because it has become a wreck. Not just his house, everything around has deteriorated in the same way. He lives outside his house in a small bunker. He has some food and drink supplies, but they won't last for a very long time. Therefore, every day he goes out on his bicycle. He ventures around the vicinity in pursuit of nourishment and vital provisions, and discovering deceased bodies within homes has become a frequent occurrence for him. Ed is indeed the sole individual residing in his vicinity and has meticulously explored it. The provisions he requires have nearly depleted in his vicinity. He possesses only a bicycle. He is reluctant to venture too far because he fears that if he encounters someone, they might harm him out of desperation. Unfortunate Ed has grown exceedingly weary with his existence. To occupy his time, he couldn't even use his mobile because there was no electricity left in the world, nor were there any means to generate it. He had read all the books he had, and now he spent his time gardening. After a lot of effort, he managed to grow a few vegetables, which made him very happy. At night, he would lie under the moon. Suddenly, he heard some strange noises. Frightened, he retreated back into his bunker. In the morning, following his routine, he took his bicycle and set out in search of necessary supplies. On the roof of a house, he found a small solar. He was exceedingly delighted and brought it back to his home to charge his mobile phone. After it was charged, he listened to some music and enjoyed himself as much as he possibly could. Then he watched a video of his mother on the phone and became quite sorrowful. Although he had been watching his mother for quite a while, he still couldn't converse with her. He watched the video until his phone eventually turned off. Afterwards, he returned to the garden and discovered that the noises he had heard during the night were indeed animal sounds, and those very animals had destroyed everything he had painstakingly grown. Everything was destroyed. After seeing all this, he couldn't understand anything. All his hopes were now dashed. He gathered the seeds of the vegetables. He could grow vegetables again from them, but the thought of waiting such a long time to eat again made him very angry, and in his anger, he accidentally injured his own foot with an axe. Blood started oozing from his wound, increasing the risk of infection. He could even die. Therefore, he took some methods from his survival books and made medicine for himself, applying it to his wound. At night, he looks at the photo of his uncle and aunt and thinks that they must be alive too. It is because of them that he learned to survive, and they must be surviving so well. He now thinks, why not go to them? Such a life might be a bit easier, but doing this by bicycle was difficult. He first makes a complete plan. He decides a route through a road map. Following this, he will reach his uncle's house, which could take 2 weeks. If everything goes right, leaving home was very difficult for him because he had to leave his home. He had gathered quite a few things there. Anyway, the next morning he sets off. He would cycle from morning till evening. At night, he would set up a tent and sleep, and he used the food and drink he had with him along the way. The good thing was that if Eddie came across any building on the way, he could arrange for a few things from there as well. Everything was fine for a week, but one night, when he wakes up, he finds that a deer has wasted all his water. Additionally, the deer had broken his solar charger, which he used to charge his phone. Seeing this, he becomes so angry that he wastes all the bullets from his pistol. Afterwards, he deeply regrets what he has done. He continued onwards and came across a river, which made him very happy as his water supply was replenished. After collecting water, he moved on and climbed up a dirt path. He was cycling fast when suddenly his bicycle wobbled and fell into a pit. This pit was covered with some items, clearly indicating that someone had set this trap. He tried to get out of the pit but was unsuccessful. He lit many firecrackers hoping someone would see them and come to his aid, but no one came. In the morning he noticed, but someone is watching him. Eddie, without understanding anything, fires a shot at them. The person there was a girl, and she managed to avoid Eddie's bullet. This girl tells Eddie that if he gives her his weapon, she will help him get out of this predicament. Initially, Eddie doesn't agree with her, but when he realizes he has no other option, he hands over the guns to her. However, He isn't foolish enough to give her the bullets as well, fearing she might kill him after taking them. The girl says to him, "Prove that you're not an infected person." In response, Eddie lifts up his shirt to show her. There were no marks on his body that would indicate an infection. She reassures herself by showing her body that she has no infection of any kind. Eva then helps Eddie out of the pit and asks him to give her the bullets, but Eddie refuses. They fall asleep, and the next morning, when he wakes up, there's a knife at his throat. She was asking about his bullets. Eddie hesitantly tells her about the bullets, and she loads them into the gun and runs away. Eddie couldn't understand why Piao did that. Suddenly, he hears the voices of 3 men. He realizes that she was escaping from these men. These 3 men were armed and they seem threatening. To escape from them, Ed hides in the grass, while on the other hand, Eva had climbed up a tree. That day, there was a confrontation with these 3, while they noticed the Adika camp nearby. They wanted to find out who might be staying in this camp. ID thinks that if these people keep looking for the owner of the camp, they will eventually reach him and his life will be in danger. So he quickly uses some flowers to create marks on his body that resemble an infection and lies down in a place where they can see him. When these people come near him, they believe that ID has died due to the infection. In other words, ED's plan worked. Now, because some people had found out about the camp, they left the place and Eva set up her camp again, and it was here that Eddie discovered Eva was pregnant. He asked Eva about her husband, to which she replied that he had passed away. To avoid those men, they hid in a ruin while those men were eating their food. Eddie managed to procure 2 bicycles from somewhere far off and decided that he would now take Eva with him. Eddie had already completed half of the journey. It would only take them a week to reach his uncle, but Eva was not prepared to go with him because, according to her, the area where Eddie's uncle lived was not safe at all. However, Ed had complete trust in his uncle. He confidently said that if you don't want to come with me, that's fine, but I will definitely go. Now, since Eva had no other option, she agreed as well. The 2 of them set off. Eva wasn't very good at cycling, so it was taking them quite a bit of time, but Ed fully supported her. Their routine was now such that they cycled all day, did a bit of hunting, and at night they would cook and eat their catch because the food they initially had was stolen by those 3 robbers. However, Eddie was still quite delighted because, at the very least, he had found the companion in Eva. Eddie had begun to develop feelings for Eva, which made everything appear quite beautiful to him. Nevertheless, he was unaware that those 3 malicious men were still pursuing them. Eddie was taking exceptional care of Eva, and consequently, Eva began to develop feelings for Eddie as well. During their journey, Eva and Eddie stumbled upon a pond. Eddie decided to jump in for a swim. Upon emerging, he noticed one of the 3 men who had been trailing them. He asks, saying that they have no interest in him, but he should just tell them about Ava and hand her over to them. They promise not to harm Ava because she is a resource for them. They plan to consume the baby Eva will give birth to. Eddie now understood this. Eva was fleeing from these very people because they were obsessed with her. The man speaks to Eddie again, saying that if he values his life, he should leave Ava, otherwise they will make things difficult for him, as there is no competition in the game of survival. Despite such terrible words, he does not fear. He continues towards his destination with Eva, and finally, after a few days of traveling, they reach his uncle's house. Eva was extremely happy to be there because now she had a bed to sleep on and some food to eat. However, Eddie was quite worried because he hadn't seen his uncle at the house yet. When he steps outside, his fear becomes a reality. His uncle had also passed away, and there was a notice outside the house. His last hope fades away. He had counted on his uncle. He had made enemies of those 3 men. Eddie now. He becomes sad and troubled by all these matters. He goes to Ava and asks her the truth about those men. Ava does not hide anything at this moment and tells him that when the brother of those 3 was mistreating her, she killed him and ran away. Those 3 continue to pursue her, but she didn't tell anyone, and that's why a fight breaks out between the 2 of them. Ava is left crying, and Eddie takes some of his belongings and leaves the house, where he then encounters those 3 men. The 3 men point a gun at Eddie and tell him to hand over Ava to them if he. Thus, we are able to share Eva as she represents a fresh role in this novel world. Yet Eddie was unwilling to partake in their malicious schemes. He flees to preserve his own life and, prior to making his escape, discharges a shot into the air to rouse Eva so she can protect herself. At this juncture, Eddie was attempting to flee. A man seizes him, and before he could eliminate Eddie, someone arrives from behind and eliminates that man. It was Eddie's aunt. Now, there remained 2 men, one of whom had reached Eva and the other was sprinting towards them with the intent to kill. In the midst, The man becomes ensnared in a trap meticulously set by Eddie's aunt and meets his demise there. Subsequently, Eddie and his aunt proceed to rescue Ava, but from afar, a villain positioned near Ava discharges a shot in their direction. The bullet strikes Eddie's aunt on the shoulder, and the villain is on the verge of firing another shot to eliminate Eddie. Eddie manages to evade, and seizing the opportunity, this villain begins unleashing his fury on Ava. He delivers a forceful kick to her concealed stomach. Observing this, Eddie generates some noise to divert the villain's attention, and she successfully eliminates the man with a precise arrow shot from behind. Ultimately, all the perilous threats are completely eradicated, and consequently, Eddie, Ava, and their aunt commence living together harmoniously as a family unit, and the narrative reaches its conclusion at this juncture.